Hello and welcome. My name is Trismegistus, and today we're going to be playing some more Factorio. He says, just making sure all of his levels are okay, because I forgot to set the sounds after I was doing some recording for a video, and I forgot to reset things. So I think it's all okay. Cool. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Right. Yes. So the target today, the plan for today, is to do 2,400 gold, 2,400 science per minute gold science build. That's a lot of words. We should be able to do that. The question is whether we'll then get on to doing anything else, basically. So last time it turned out I'd planned to do both the purple and the gold and possibly the space science, but we only got the purple done, so I've scaled back the ambition this time. We have all of these stations and stuff built, I believe, numerically that we need. We might need maybe one or two extra. I put in a thing here. This is for more steel. Steel will become an issue very rapidly when the whole thing actually starts producing stuff, which will not be for a little while, but hopefully we will have a old school 2,400 megabase science per minute megabase by the end of this month, meaning June, I think. There was something else I did. I fiddled about with the rail blueprint. So this one here, the cargo. I haven't done the liquid wagon. It's just occurred to me. But basically the tweak I've done is I've taken out... so let's put something random on. Taken out the go to depot by default and go to depot when you're empty. So it now just will do that thing there. What I should really do is put fuel in it, because we now have nuclear fuel in a reasonably, quite significant amount of production for it, and it's all stacked up and it's all stuck in chests and kind of being ready to go. I should increase those, shouldn't I, really? I don't think we want untold amounts, but we certainly want lots and lots of them. So we could swap out our fuel production. The difficulty with that is that it would mean I have to change all of my fuel one, and I think I can do that just once and it will just like change it for all of them, but I'm a little scared about doing that because obviously if trains start running out of fuel, that's an absolute pain in the bum to fix. So 2,400 gold science. I suspect we're going to be able to use something very, very similar to what we were doing last time. As with the other builds where I'm building, like the green and the blue, not so much, because that's fairly independent. But purple, this one. We're going to build other stuff here as well, because with utility science, gold science, we need flying robot frames, and of course they're what we need to make bots as well. So we might as well move our bot production here, and if we're doing the bot production, we might as well do logistics type stuff as well. That noise, if it's coming in on the audio, is my air conditioner, because although it's not actually too hot in the UK, it's incredibly humid here, like really sweaty humidity. So for my comfort, I have my air conditioner on. It should only kick in every so often though, and you may not hear it because there's all sorts of audio ducking on the mic. What do I need? I guess I need to do the same thing excuse me, that I have here in terms of sort of numbers of stuffs and things. How have I spaced it? It's not, it's like one across, isn't it? There we go. So maybe if we put it there. Oh, except I'm stood in the way, so and if we sort of swap this to in fact, that's the point. Did I reset the audio? So I've been doing some... No, there's no music on. And it's all very loud. Crikey. I tend to just set it to default settings and we haven't got alerts on. When I'm recording the bits like what they call B-roll of where it's like the planet, when it's like gameplay, I turn the alerts off because inevitably I'm using a save where there's like hundreds of alerts going on. Because they made some tweaks to things like pentapods and stuff. So whenever I go and play on that old save file, you know, my first space age playthrough, it inevitably has like, you know, pentapods just destroying all of my stuff. I never put prod modules in. Oh, I did put prod modules in, just not in those ones. That's interesting, isn't it? So these are missing prod modules for some reason. It's all stopped because while I've been messing about, it's you know, it's basically filled them up. Okay, so numbers-wise, this should be identical. So this should be producing 0.85 in the same way that this is producing 0.85. So because it's 3 same time scales, all that sort of stuff. So what we really need to do, what I need to do, is then say I'm pretty sure it'll be identical. So if we kind of, well, actually, I guess what I can do is if I go, I don't really need to do that, do I? Because it's going to be the same number of machines, which will be, so that's 8, 16, so we need, with 32 machines, 32 assemblers. We're going to spreadsheet it again. You won't be able to see the spreadsheet, because it's capturing the game rather than the screen. But we are making, we've got 32 assemblers, okay? And each one is making 0.85 utility science. So if we math those two together, just to make sure, we get 27.2 per second, which we then multiply. Let's just put 60 now. Do that together. That one. Oh, so that only comes to 1,600. Have I completely messed this up? Because we've got 4, 8, 16, and then that doubles to 32. They're producing 0.85 a second. So this isn't big enough, is it? Because there's only, well, let's definitely make sure, because we've got lots of other machines, so it's definitely 4, and then another 8, 12, 20, 28, 32. It's 32 machines, and they each make 0.85 a second. 32 machines, 0.85 a second. That gives us 27.2. So over 60 seconds. Oh. So our Purple Science build is only 1,600. Ah. So Purple Science isn't actually even 2,400. And it's off by, interesting, 8, 16, 24. So it's off by a third. It's off by a third. That's a long way short, isn't it? So what should it be? If we're making, if we want to make 2,400, then each one is making 0.85 a second. So that times 60. So in 1 minute, each one will make 51. Yeah. Huh. So if we wanted to make 2,400, we would need that divided by 51. I would need 48 machines. As I say, it's like it needs half as much again. Wow. Okay. I seem to remember these won't like supply. In other words, when it's running at rate, as it were, it's using up an entire like red belt of stone. So it's half as much again. So basically we've got to go sideways with it and add more on that way. But that's interesting. Where would be a copy point? So would it be there? So that would then be like that. I want to do 40 a second. Yeah. I didn't put the thing on. Yeah, 40 a second. $2,400. Yeah. And they're only making 51 each. And they need to be making 60. Okay. I wonder how I managed to do that. I don't have the spreadsheet from last time, so I don't know where I've done that wrong. Anyway, we'll leave that for now. I can fix that later on the purple. But yeah, same thing applies for the gold then. So I actually need 48 machines. We go at the same rate. So then... what would we need? Robot frames, don't we? Which is the one we got to make. So we also need LDS and blue circuits. So how many of them do we need? We would do the 0.85, 0.4, 0.2, 0.6. So 0.4. What was it? 0.2 on the 0.4 on the moon. So 0.6 on the LDS. And then 0.2 on the robot frames. 2 on them. So then, if we've got 48 machines, we would need to supply 28.6, 28.8 rather. Okay. So that's a red belt. That then, oh, that's over a red belt, isn't it? That's annoying. So that, yeah, I guess that would have to be a red as well. And then we're going to end up doing a yellow belt of robot frames. Okay. So my station design can deliver a red, over a red in fact, just like 1.6 red. So we'll be okay with just one station each, I think. I'll have to calculate what it is for robot. Because obviously that's green circuits and electric engines and all sorts of highly complicated things. Okay, so I guess I should doubly make sure that I've done that right. So we want to do... What number is that? Yeah, because 48 machines at 0.85 will produce 40.8 per second. And obviously that's, as you say, over 40 per second. Yeah, so that one's okay. And I've multiplied by the right thing. So then, yeah, 30 LDS, 19.2 blue circuits, and 9.6 robot frames. Okay. So we have to supply 2, but then we're dividing it over a whole bunch of things. I'm kind of wondering, we can probably get away without belt weaving? So if I flip that, and we have, say, because I'm breaking it up over, well, I guess if I'm only putting, I could put more in, couldn't I? Because, in fact, we could have this be like a lot longer, I think. because that then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we had 16. If we had 16 machines, then we would need to supply 10, 6, and 3.2. That would work quite well, I think. So then, yeah, because it's a third, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So we need like half a side of blue and half a side of LDS. We're probably better off doing that there. And how much do they output? They then output 16, 13.6. So together they are outputting, give or take, a yellow belt. Okay. And the other thing we would need to do is the robot frames, which we don't need to do any of this silly nonsense with. Yeah, because we can just do the thing, but we're going to need to put power, whatchamacallit, somewhere. So we might as well put them in on top of that. Cool. Actually, probably send more down here. And then you would be taking from there. So that one. Like so. I guess I could make that on the ground in case. Oops. Okay. Take that. Put it over. Toss it in. So that is. Wow. I've got a lot of assemblers there. Insert as well. Let me do that. There. Okay. I don't know where that's going to go, do we? Right, so if this is a pickup, pickup, there we go. So this is pickup for gold science, and that's going to need to be high level, isn't it? And then I don't think I have a train yet for... No. Let's just check. Until... No. Okay, so let's pop one of them in. See if I messed up the tweak to the train. Cool. So if we were doing... Maybe if I put that sort of there. And then... that way. Did I... Have I brought the Buildertrons over here? Yeah, there we go. Can't see wood for trees. Put that in like that. And I guess push that out right to left. Do. Too far. You. There. So then we want 3 of these. 16, 32, 48, yeah. Oh, hello, by the way. I didn't say hello. Skagger, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Having a good Saturday. Okay, so that's at least, in fact, Have you got the modules? No? 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 Okay. Right. Okay, if we are therefore bringing in a train's worth of low density structures. Where are they? There they are. So there's a bit of a buffer, but it needs to be. Right now, these don't actually use low density structures, do they? So this is all just for you. And you don't use blue either, do you? No. So blue circuits is just for this build, basically. Again, I don't think we do actually need to bump that up. Oh no, we do, because it's like 19.3, so ever so slightly more. Okay. Might as well double lane. Oh, hello. That's quick. Oh yeah. So I guess I could just do like a bit of a balancer job, really. Quite simple. Because I can't just combine them and then split them. I've got to split them and then combine them. Yeah. I think that's right. Okay, so if we end up with a what? I guess a 2 to 3. 2 to 3 long. And if I put it there, it gives me a little. If I put it there, it gives me a bit of room. Oh yeah, it's wrong. Wrong colour. So that's the 2 to 3 there. And then if we also do a 1 to 3, I guess. Like so. Put that there, maybe. That then gives me 3 nicely split lanes. I don't need 2 lanes out of this, but it'll help the flow a bit, I think. So, this one needs to be that, I guess. And that one doesn't need to be red for all 3, but kind of doesn't matter. So this sort of arrangement, repeated there, and there, and then that one here. Shouldn't you not be able? Like that, and I can hop over there. So that's 1, 2, 3. So it's all of my production intermediates is like pathetic compared. It's good. I wasn't really planning on a 2,400 base when I started building them. I just sort of stuck in, you know, let's do a yellow's belt's worth of LDS or something. So they're going to have to double all of that up. But that's kind of the point of this series, to try and stress test a whole load of ideas. Cool. So why are you... because flipping them doesn't do what I'm thinking there, does it? It would actually be that and that. I definitely made that error. I had to fix it on after the stream. Someone had it might have been if it was you, but someone had sort of told me, and I thought I fixed it. I just completely didn't. I realised it was because I'd flopped the design rather than sort of rotated it. Essentially. There we go. Okay, so next bit then is your flying robot frames. We'll do all the hookup later. But let's assume that we use this area here to balance and split and all the shenanigans there. They only need, if there's 16 machines, they only need 3. Well, it's 3.2 second anyway. So it doesn't really matter how I split it. If we assume it ends up being a 1 to 3, and then I'll sort of split it again. Can go yellow. Cool. So we need to be feeding the robot frames, or, well, I guess making bots here, basically. I think. Yeah. So we will bring down some power. There's the length. There's the length. And some, excuse me, robo ports. So, what do we need? We're going to make, I mean, I could just copy this over, couldn't I? Not really. Guess I've done interesting things. Okay. Okay. Because construction is green, logistics is red. But other than that, it's just robot frames that they take. So if we go, I could actually just copy it, yes. If these were to be here, I can rotate them round, can't I? Make it a bit tidier. But if we were to say, there they are. Because they make the construction, like manufacturing, is like super quick. So if that was something like that. And I want to close in instead, say. So we can get red and green circuits going along there. Possibly there's a feed up from here, I don't know. But we shall see. You have a do filter. I think I want to bump some of these up, basically. I don't want to be short of bots. We're gonna. I think we're gonna lose it because I tried to clear some of this out as well, and yeah, we took a bit of a pounding. We're behind on the power curve, I think, is the problem. Okay, so maybe there's a red and green combined belt there, and we, like, you know, pull them over from the robot frames, maybe. What else are we making here? This is the question. We're making all sorts of chests which are both red and green, you see. So I'm kind of thinking I can put them further down. That means I do need to bring steel in as well. Okay. So this then is like continuing on, and then with a whole. I didn't change that recipe, did I? So if maybe we could do that now. So in the end, this one. Let's move well out the way so that my bots build it. Let's make it be electronic circuits. Yeah, so what I want to do is swap that to a storage chest with a filter on it. So we've got and then you've got your just generic coal. Yes, so gonna take a blueprint of that, parameterize it. This is our recipe parameter, and then that I was doing by a formula, wasn't I? What's the 0? 2 times in circuit condition. Oh no, so that's the light condition. That's just to turn the light on. And also for the other one. So just leave that as 0. But this one needs to be 2 stacks. So 2 times. Unexpected end of stream. Okay. Can I hover it over another one to see the variable names? So we want P0 underscore S. P0 underscore S. And this it's a known bug, isn't it, that it stays red like that, I think. So long as I've got that right. P0 underscore S. Is it parameter 0, stack size? So, does that work? So if I pop in, say, gear wheels, what does it do? We've got filter there, we like that. We've got a logistics connection, good. We've got a generic thing there. And set request, but it's not on because there's a thing. Cool, so I like that. We will chuck this in here. I so need to sort out my blueprints, it's ridiculous. So keep it. Why are we keeping them? Nah, I should leave. Cool. Right. So I'm thinking maybe we end up with, say, if I line that up, it's like 8. And 1 over. So if this is a combined red and green, because we also need a red one for making the roboports. But if this is a red and green one, I don't actually need that, do I? Because I'm going to do my thing of doing that. How many chests have we got? We've got. We'll make them all. It's 5 of them, aren't there? I wonder if I could. I'll make a little tweak to that. Looks like that. Actually, yeah. That's the spare one. How'd this work? So, storage. Requester. Well, should I try and theme them? So we've got active provider, I guess. Passive provider. Storage. And then we've got requester. And we've got buffer. So if I was to, something I don't want like millions of, because these are just going to be the regular chests. I don't necessarily want millions of those. In fact, if I do that, oops, put that there. just be one of those. So that's them two, and then this one can be the one where we make actual steel chests. So both of those like that. Let's repeat chests again. And this is basically identical, except we swap that to... No, we swap that to Priestess and buffers. Do. So that would be those guys, these ones, that one, and that one. Cool. Some lights on it. Okay, so I need to provide all of these with steel. And flying robot frames use steel, don't they? Can never. Yeah, they do. Okay. Steel, green circuits, electric engines, batteries. So it's a real mixed bag of stuff, but I don't know that we need vast volumes of them. It's more because the thing is slow, isn't it? The recipe's very, very slow. So we're going to be putting speeds in, I think. Okay. So, batteries, circuits. So the steel is common, and the green circuits are common. Why don't I... Just from a tidiness point of view, maybe if we put those here as well, but they would need iron plate, wouldn't they? So how about a double thing, because they need steel as well. Okay. If I do... Where have we got? There we go. Did that. What are you, 20? On 20. Cool. Do. So it needs red circuit. Probably going to end up being a red belt, isn't it? Okay. Oh! Why are you here? Because pickup doesn't have anything? Or it's got a train there already. How many... blues... We've got 3 drop-offs. That's the only one... Because I've only got one pickup, basically. Which, as expected, is very slow. I mean, it's not typically bumping them out. So we've only got 6.7. Oh, so that is full. Is that one of those weird... Yeah, because you can't go anywhere. 1 of 1. That, I guess that counts as... Huh, I got a bit of a blockage there then, haven't I? What did I set that to? Well, it didn't matter because the train's... Yeah. 9.5, yeah. So when this chest drop below 2, the slot will open up and that other one will move, and then this will have to go and get stuff. I guess once the base is properly running, there'll be more demand. I mean, more demand for blue than I'm actually producing. I am very, very sure. Yeah, because that's a point. Oh, what are you failing to provide? More green circuits. I think green circuits is like the biggest hole, basically. Because this is it. This is the entire green circuit build. At the moment, anyway. Still going to end up with a lot more than that. Okay. Getting distracted. If we bring in... Because the robot frames... need green circuits, not red circuits. Okay. So I think probably you're right. We bring in just the one red circuit train. Oops. But if we make it a red belt anyway, I guess it doesn't need to be, does it? Wow. Yeah, let's leave it like that. And then, because if we do a splitty job, we could maybe bring green circuits in on this one. I mean, we're going to need a bunch of them, but this is first one, I think. So, let's say... So I'm thinking this one can be a combined red and green. And if we also... Oh, we need iron plate... gear wheels for things, don't we? Forgot about that. Let's make gears for you then. So I need an iron plate thing as well. We also need steel, don't we? Let's do one iron plate for now. One steel for now. So yeah, that ends up being that. Did I make that steel? No, I made that iron plate, didn't I? Because I'm an idiot. That's going to need to be higher level than that, I think. Yeah, I can combine both of those. So we would need... So this is one of our steels. And that's our eventual green circuits. Guessing... How many green circuit drop-offs do I even have? I've got 17 green circuit drop-offs. Okay. And 8 green circuit trains. Well, there you go. That's a bit of a mismatch now. What we know about that. And everything should be fairly... No. So at some point, green circuits may decide to turn up, maybe. But that's fine. Take that. Move up that way. And give you both those. Then what we need is these guys. And plate. Which I do believe got delivered. Yes, here we go. Pretty sure this is the only iron plate we need. Well, see how it gets on with the element. I mean, in theory, that would need 11.2, and that's only producing 2.5, but yeah. Let's see what some modules do to that. 8.5. It's more than half about 5.24. That'll do. If we can say, do that, couldn't I? 5.1. Yeah, it's fine. These aren't meant to run continuously anyway. You've not made any, why not? Because you've not got steel, because I didn't put any inserters on. Good. Maybe we do some madness. If we go... Oh. And then filter that just to be the steel other side. And we can do this around the top. Everyone's favourite spaghetti. So you've got an output there. No green circuits still, as predicted. Any joy? Destination full pickup. Why so? Because we just simply don't have the production as I'm expecting. Cool. It'll work itself out. And then we need to copy and paste a million. I probably need a better green circuit design, to be honest with you. Okay. So if we got, oh, these is old machines. Get them swapped. So we've got some flying robot frames. And green circuits, then stuff would work. This is making them. What's your? You don't have any limit, do you? No, because there's no condition on there. So we want plenty of chests because still using them on trains and stuff. No, none of these have conditions because of how I've done it. So in fact, let's limit the machines. Let's say, let's make it 100. Well, requesters are more, I don't know. 200. Active providers. Let's just put it at 100 since it's already basically there. My least favourite, the passive providers. Again, 100. Buffer chests, will I ever use them? Who knows? I'm not against buffers, it's such a sort of rare use for me. I should probably use them more. Logistics network. Chest size, and we will set that one to a nice big number because we want loads of them. And let's have 100 of them, 200 of them, 100 of them, 100 of them. I did that one that inserted, no, different one. But then I don't want to do that at all, do I? What I actually want to do is connect that to the actual chest. Because I don't want this to not produce some, because there's some over in some other chest somewhere else. So we want a circuit connection, which is that there's less than, say, 400 in this specific chest. Then you can stop. Okay. So I think that's basically... Is that right? We got the chests, we got the them, we got the build for them. We're not making them, we got the build for them. So it's really all about a massive robot frame build. Okay, so I will refer to my spreadsheet you cannot see. We need to make 9.6 robot frames. So if we target, that's per second. So if we target 10, we'll see if we can get just ever so slightly over that. 10 a second. How's that? Let's use this area here. Put in a bunch of them. And no. Okay. So if we're making you, what number do you get up to? 0.29. Okay. So if you're trying to make 10, and each machine makes 0.29, then we need 35 machines. Okay. If we went to something like 36, that's a more mathable number. We know that each one requires, obviously these are slightly rounded, but steel, oops, 0.21, batteries, 0.42. I might put more machines on this, but you know, more beacons on it, but that whole exponential curve thing is quite a powerful effect. So green circuits then is 0.63, that's a lot. Will we ever even make a gold science again? Scale that up. 0.21 on the Elecki engines. 0.21 on the Elecki engine. So each machine is demanding that in order to make 0.29 deliveries. So if I'm putting in 36, so that we're slightly overscaled, that will I need to deliver to across the machines. We need 8 steel, 15.12 batteries, 22.68 green circuits, and 8 electric motors. The batteries one is interesting. I guess I don't actually need to hit that 36, do I? So if the odd machine is a bit inactive every so often, that's fine. So I need to deliver 1 yellow belt of batteries, 1 red belt of green circuits, lol, half basically. So we've got that 1 yellow of electric and 1 yellow steel, give or take. I just wonder if this is a single monolithic build, basically, because we could do belt weaving, but given the relatively low numbers per machine, because if I halve that, then it's like a quarter of a yellow steel, quarter of a belt, basically. Electric, it is then half a yellow belt of batteries and 2/3 of a yellow belt of green circuits. The green circuits that's the problem. So if we were to go 1/3, what does that look? So if we had 12 Elechiendrins in a set, so we would go what? We would go, it would be 6 per side, wouldn't it? So 2, 4, 6. And then we need to flippity floppity those. So, and if that's 12, then we go 24, 36. Let's get the buildy boys over. I bet they've been assigned to the network there. Okay. Because then all my numbers are effectively, I got a row of 6 machines, 6, 6, 36. So I divide all of those by 6. I'm just seeing if I can basically do 2 half belts, which I can. Yeah, no problem. So we can take. So this can be a half and half belt. I'll probably just use red for the sake of it, really. We can have half a belt there, and the output, in fact. Oops. It's probably that way round. So. Next question then would be putting the power in. I guess we're probably better, given the size of this, to put it in there. If I can. So my input then there and there. Output there and there. Right like that? Oh, I can't do that. Keep doing that. The yeah. Alright, I think that's right. Since we've got the inputs, let's line them up. No. Wait, what? Oh, let's just do it that way. Cool. So this would be our robot frames. Hop over here. So disconnect that though. So do I want to? I mean, it'd be. No, we'll have all of those combine here, I think. How many robot frames was it? So I'm kind of targeting sort of 10. So it would be a yellow belt. Okay. Oops. We're in the way, guys. That didn't reach, did it? Why have I put that there? That was silly. Needed to be there. There. Okay. Should we just sort of like that? My favourite friend, Mr. Angry Ghost, comes to the rescue again. That's better. Okay, so what I worked out was that it was one yellow steel, one yellow of batteries, one red of green. Oh, look, greens have arrived. And one sort, well, it's sort of one yellow of batteries. Okay. I'm just wondering if this would actually support us for doing, because we're only going to like thieve the green circuits when these need to build a load of stuff. Otherwise, it would just, you know, it's just sat there on a belt basically. The same way that all of the steel is being stolen here. Once these are full, we can only grab them every so often. I did put that on a ridiculously big number because I'm sure at some point I will need to do some fairly significant scaling up. Lots and lots of copying and pasting. So what was it with the steel? The steel was half a yellow belt. Okay. So I've got 1, 2, 3 middle. Might need to punt this down. Give me a bit more working room. And that's what bots are for. We'll put it all there. This is why God invented bots, you see. It's thoughtful, like that. Okay, that gives me a bit more room. I'm gonna underground this. Like so. And similarly, what do we want a half side? What would make the most sense? So we use red belts anyway. So in theory they'd be able to deliver up to a yellow belt. So if we maybe put the steel and the electric engines together. No, I want a higher throughput one and a... Because I suspect I might need to... Would I? No, the numbers are tiny in terms of per second. We just got to do lots and lots of machines, so we don't need green inserters. So, what we're saying... Let's do... green and steel together, because we've already got those trains here. So if I go... What? If I put... I think I'm going to leave that one in case I need to bolster up like the green circuits or something. So we go drop off for batteries. Surprised my aircon is going absolutely mad. And electric engines. Both of which are pathetically undersized as well. That's fine. So batteries does need to be bigger. Which one was batteries? This is batteries. This is that one. What am I doing here? So perhaps we have, say, I'm just wondering, it might be actually be better. Give myself even more room. Why did I do that on? That's weird, isn't it? No, come on. So if we get our balancer and we go. So we'll take this one off and kind of go background here. And I need to get a full red belt, really. Well, no, he isn't. Or a red belt, but red belt. So I don't want to combine it first, do I? I really want to split it first. And that applies to both of them. Okay. So they both need like a 1 to 3 balancer. No. So we do it that way round. So we need to go like that. And like that, say. And then we can feed, like, combine those two. And have one of them go that way. And then combine, say, those two. Go that way. And then those two. I'm sure there's a more elegant way of doing that, but whatever. Okay. Do you need a belt balancer because I'm unevenly pulling. Yeah. Your pulling's got to be even. Okay. Suspect this should have balance lane balance as well, but if I go that, say, a bit over, maybe do limit that, and then go that. Do actually have a two like lane balance thing. It's a monstrosity though. So we'll pretend that doesn't exist. Okay, so that gets them. Why have these guys not got modules in? Given the time that's elapsed. Why have you not got modules in? Oh, you're not in construction bot range, but then why am I... I guess I don't actually have any on me. Okay. Maybe if we bring these guys over. Have you not got any? No, don't look like it. Okay. Let's put you back in the network then. And get that. Put it in there actually. Get some construction bots on the action. There we go. Okay. 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 Right. So this one, we can do a kind of a local split. That's probably easier. Do it like that. Leap it over there. So, gonna run out of room again, aren't we? Okay. Which bit do I want to move down? If I move down, say, all of that. So that it's there. I think quite like a bot explosion. Oops. Oh, there's a train out of fuel. Why are you out of fuel? Okay. I would guess that's because it's I set it up ages ago and it didn't ever fuel up in the first place. My blueprint should have fuel in it, but yeah. Problem is that with that is the whole different stack sizes of the different fuels. It's quite annoying. Put you like that. It's a bit messy, isn't it? But yeah, we have one going. That. So one of these can go there. Copy this bit. So that bit. Are you the same train out of fuel? Oh, looks like it's sorted itself out. Essentially, we can do exactly the same thing with this. So we go. Where's the point? I guess it's there. So it stops being spaghetti if you do it officially, or if you copy and paste it. then it's design. Okay. I probably want some Roboport coverage here in case the fighters come and chew on what we're doing. So we are in the middle of the desert, so there's going to be quite a pollution spread, which is why I took these guys out, or started to anyway. They actually destroyed some Spidertrons as well. I don't know if there's... I think I'm just way behind the power curve. And I need to do more explosive damage research. But I've had to rebuild this entire set of Spidertrons like twice now. Because they keep dying. Need to get them up there and do some clearancing. We do have the return of the artillery truck though, so thin them out just a little bit. Okay. Eventually. Oh, this is a yellow belt, isn't it? That didn't matter, does it? Electric 7.56. No, that's fine. So we could do good old-fashioned yellow belt. I mean, they're all running. Yeah, they're all running. These probably need balancers on, don't they? I'm going to be doing that with the belts. There, but not red belt. Cool. Now green circuits. So in theory, when I turn this on, this seems like too small a number of trains is what is the thing I'm sort of, it's in the back of my head going, wait, doesn't seem like enough. I guess we will see. I need to hook this up then. Where are we coming across? We're coming across here, aren't we? So we go like that, like that. In fact, I think that's all going to repeat, sort of, ish, kind of. We do... no. Let's not get too fancy, not at this stage. That. What was the correction I needed to do? That. Take that out. Oops. Okay. And that. That. Okay, let's see what happens. See which inserters I've got wrong. And how I'm not actually providing everything I need to provide. Guess they've probably like filled up, and these are now not. Yeah, these are used up, as it were. Output full. Done it with that, haven't I? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Cool. I wonder how many we've got. Total construction 2.9. Total logistics 2.4. Okay, it's not too bad. So if it's 40 a second, then it's gonna be more than one red belt. And that's kind of what we're seeing. Are all the machines doing machine things? Because we'll be slightly under hitting it, I think. Because we only need 35.1 or something, and we're doing 36. So we might end up with a machine or two starved. But the robot frames seem to be backing up on the belt. Okay. So that was quite quick. I guess a big part of that was because I'm not actually producing as many things. So this build was quicker. But let's go and fix the purple then. Because we're probably going to need more trains there. So this seems like too few trains. And it is it is in a way in that green circuits is just going to run out pretty quickly. That's not what I mean. They're all getting the things, aren't they? Okay. Yeah, okay. Let us take that as kind of okay. Maybe. I didn't delete the purple one, did I? But then I've messed that one up, so I don't think I get to do that. We can get rid of this. Right, well, I'll take that out as well. No bot coverage over there, so we will send those guys in. Oh, I was doing the clearance, wasn't I? Let's see what happens. So I just take a lot of damage. What I haven't done, I've just realised. I didn't put any repair packs on this one. That's not going to go very well, is it? Maybe that was the problem. No repair packs. Let's put you back in the network then. Got bots on them, but no repair packs. Repair anything. Yes. Purple science fix. I wonder what I did wrong there then. I had a spreadsheet and everything. See what I mean? This is all of this. But again, I suppose this one does have the ridiculous, you know, rail requirement, doesn't it? Which is just nuts. I don't know why they didn't scale that back. Okay, so we needed to add even more purple. So each of these is 8. So again, it's the same number basically, isn't it? We need 48 machines. The purple. Because each one produces 0.85. And 60 seconds is 2448, which is close as we're going to get. So our rest could be here. I mean, we know we've got the rail production in terms of the machines feeding in is fine. But it's about supplying them with the material. We'll probably have to upgrade some of this to blue belt, basically. So let's have a look at the other two. We've got the prod modules. Each machine requires 0.2 prod modules. Okay. And then each machine also requires 0.2 furnaces. That's the other one. That's nuts. Ridiculous number of furnaces. Okay, and if we've got 48 machines, then that would be 10 prod modules and 10 furnaces. So the prod module production is not here, it's down here. So do we have the capacity? We've now got, and there is a bit from these as well. There's like overproduction in these, but we'll ignore that. We've got 3, 6, 8, 10 machines making prod ones, and they're doing 0.2 each. So that's plenty, isn't it? We are thoroughly overspec'd for prod 1 production. So it's 0.2 times 10. So 10 machines making 0.2 is 20. So we are way overspec for that. If we're only delivering 10, maybe the problem here is I might have done the maths okay. I just then only built 36 rather than 48. Maybe that's what I did. So a problem may be in the whole balancers domain, in that, you know, these are 4 to 4 balancers, and what we actually need is 4 to 6. So that might be our problem. But let's see how many of these we're making. We are making, each machine there is making 0.75. And I've got, I need to overproduce them because I need them, you know, need the furnaces anyway. So 4, 8, 12, 16. It's got 16 machines, each doing 0.75. Oh, I messed this up again because that's way more than I need. What was going on last week? And that's making 12. Oh, well, that's fine, because if I do a massive furnace build, you know, with like 100 furnaces in it or something, there'll suddenly be a massive demand, so we do need that overproduction. So it can kind of buffer them in chests. And also, I mean, I think at least 2 of them, yeah, these are only feeding into chests. So it's not 12, it's 10 machines. 4, 8, 11, it's 14 machines, which is 10.5, which is not that much of an overproduction. Okay, but that is the right number. So it looks like what I've done is I've just not put enough purple science machines in. Okay, let's check on the rail side of life. So rail, we would need the absolutely insane 6.07, which is 300 rail to supply our machines, which we know we're doing because of the thing, but I just need to then work out if those are each making 12.5. I don't even need to do that, do I? What I actually need to know is, because that's 6.07 and 6.07, and it's making 12.5, which is more than it needs. So what I need to actually check is for 12.5 times what? We've got 12.5 Because this uses 6.25, 6.25, 6.25 of everything, which is steel, whoops, stone, and sticks, which of course are iron plate, so we're doing that conversion as well. Come back to that. So if each machine is doing 12.5, then, and I don't actually need to fully supply them, but we have 4, we have half as many basically rail as we do prod, so we've got 24, so it's 24 of them. So that is 24 times 6.25. Let's do that one again. It's 150 steels, 150 stones, and 150 sticks. Stick production is here. We have, these are all the same, are they? Yeah. So 17.6 coming out of each of those. 17.6. 6. We've got 6 of them. Equals that times that. 105.6. So that is under spec'd. We need more sticks. Okay. That's very easy to do in terms of the machines. Not so easy to do in terms of the balancer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because in this book, like 8 to 8 is the best we've got. And I have... But then what would I need going in here? I would need 6.25, 13.5. Wow. 12.5 rather. 25. So that's only a red belt though, isn't it? So I could do the usual... do this. This monarchy. And so that effectively chops off. So I then only need 1, 2, 3, only 4, 5, 6, 7. And if we actually put this in, it's going to be more than... because that'll increase the speed of that one as well. Yeah, those two go to 21. So 21, 21, 42, it's 42, 52, 60, nearly, 52, yeah, 59.6, so nearly 60, yeah, out of the 3 machines. Is 120, so it's still short, so we do need another one. Okay. And that means we've then got a 4 to 7, I think, balancer. That's right, 8 to 7, I think we would need to be doing. Primony. So let's get rid of this. I don't want to end up with a million sticks in a bunch of chests. That's really annoying. Oh well. It is what it is. Yes, so these, we can repeat this. Why is that moving? Oh, it's moving down because I've maxed length it there. That's annoying of me. Why have I not taken that to there? Like a good little engineer. I guess the secret answer to why this is a bit weird and I'm wrong. I was actually kind of hungover last week. I didn't say it on stream, but I'd had a few drinks in the evening before. I once thought of doing a series called Drunktorio. It actually worked quite well as a challenge run. Like, basically, can you complete Factorio when you're drunk? But I don't know. It didn't seem responsible, that. So, what am I doing? I am taking this bit here, and I'm sticking it in. Why is the stone brick? Oh, because I need to do the stone brick first. But let's do the stone brick first. Not stone brick, stone. Yeah. Can you complete Factorio when you're drunk? You're not going to see Dosh doing that, I don't think. Can you complete Factorio without destroying your liver? I should joke. Right, so if I take that bit, so pop it in there. And, oops, cut that off. And then this is all very confusing, isn't it? That bit there. That bit off. And then that bit there. It instantly demonetized as well. Not that any of my stuff is monetized. Where is that? That's that one, is it? Must be. Yeah. So that goes like that. And then that one, because I need to fix that too. Take that out. Need to copy this in, really, don't I? But do I need? I think I've just used this like over and over again. This exact one that I did on the gold one. Do that. And that. That. And then there's your line up point. There's your line up point. That one there. Doot. So didn't reach. Why don't it reach? Because I've only done one. There. And it's 2 over from that. Okay. Now, this here. So this is the sticks coming up. Now, extend that. That one can go, can't it? Needs to connect to that one. Why is that? Oh, because I put it in the wrong place. So we one down. There we go. Yeah. And then paste this to there. Try and get it to draw off all of those sticks that are on the belt. But these should be equal distance apart. Should be a nice little check we can do. Ah. So they are, but I've moved it down one. Okay. Let's make it even then. Dang. Gonna have loads and loads of sticks in chests. Oh, very annoying. But that means we can get away with a 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Alright, biddly bob. We can get away with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How does 7 work? 1, 2, 3. Oh, because I've just connected that across. Okay. That should be there. Whoops. Should be its own line. Okay. So that then is a 8 to 2, 4, 8 to 6. We've got one of them. That one. Bit big for the space. Doesn't quite line up. Annoying. Can I flip it? I can? It didn't help. Very annoying. Okay. How about we move everything down a bit then? Because if we do that, then we can have that across there. Basically. What are you going to make of this super force build? Yeah, sort of works. I didn't watch all of the Overix doing bug fixes and did one on refactoring as well because audio was atrocious. But I had to turn it right up to maximum, which is not very convenient. I guess he was just using microphone on his, PC double. He says, mumbling his way through the game, as per usual. What's this nonsense? Take that. Put it. No. One short. So take that. There. 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 The whole final, belt replacey automatically thing, whatever a good name for it is really quite clever. I must say. Oh, look at that. What's that rubbish? What nonsense you done there? Could have moved that way a bit. No. Oh, I suppose it gives me enough room for here. Okay, so I think we're now producing enough sticks. Well, how much iron would we actually need? We would need 6.29, 7. Oh dear. So those two are 7.5, and those two are 6.29. So that would be 15, and then a bit under 15. So 2 red belts of iron plate is kind of theoretically enough. The other bits are where I'm stealing it to make other things. So this doesn't produce, actually, it's not actually going to fart out, basically, 2 red belts. I think we'll just have to do it. I'd have to probably redesign the train or stick in an entirely new station. Oh well. Nearest, damn it. Because I can't get any more prods on it, basically. But then I don't need it to actually run at, you know, the thing, do I? This is slight overproduction. Okay. Next one then is... What else did I get wrong? So I think we're okay with the stone. The steel then. 150 steel. So that is... 5 red belts. We do not have 5 red belts going in. What we have is 4. We also need to divide it up into like 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 lanes. So we need 5 to 6. As previously noted, it's not this. Why is there so much stone here still? Where has that all come from? Oh, these still have stone in. Huh? Huh? Okay. How about... Let's move out of the way. We use the power of the map to get rid of them. I'm kind of amazed. I just assumed it would have all gone. Guess not. It is slightly weird, I would say, that you can now do more via the map screen than you can. But I don't believe you can automatically get bots to, you know, clear out in this way when you're actually stood there. I guess the point is, if you're there, that you'd be doing it yourself, but I'm not going to do all this. Fiddly bob. Well, it looks like I am doing all this. I guess I'm too close still. Right, so. Yeah, okay. Yeah, alright, yeah, alright. Let's get ourselves one of these bobs. I'm not going to have bots on work myself. I assure you of that. Yes, but the point is that there's not enough of the steel, basically. But we do have extra steel here. Quite a lot of extra steel. And this is only using only. So that's 15. Oh, well, that is actually... Yeah, so that is using... I mean, we'll say we don't need it to be all 4, you know, rows, as it were. But that is an entire belt. Red belt, because it's 15 to 30 across the machines. So we need an entire red belt, entire red belt, entire red belt. Like, well, no, that's like between them, whatever it is. 6/8, so 3/4 of a red belt, which is why these can supply it, but it is the maximum they can supply. Bum. So, the basic point is we're not providing enough steel. I mean, we're not anyway, there's not the production, but yeah. That's annoying, because I put these in, and if I put one there, I'm going to end up with a crossroads. Oh well. Could have put it over there, you see. Yeah, I don't think there's any other solution to that other than basically we need this to be a 5 to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that needs to be a 5 to 6 balancer, which I bet doesn't even fit into that gap, does it? Or we need to do another drop off, you see. That's not a balancer. That's a balancer. 5 to 6, 5 to 6, 5 to 6, 5 to 6, 5 to 6. There. Yeah, nowhere near fitting in that gap. So, what we can also do, since we're probably going to also need more stone as well, you see, because it's the same maths, I think. Yeah, I need 5 belts of stone as well, which I'm not dropping off. Okay, so what we need is 2 more stations that provide steel, one providing steel, one providing stone, that just support these 2 builds here. Now hopefully that will just fit in this gap. I mean, it should do, because it's not chunk aligned, I don't think, but it's not far off. Because if I drop off there, it won't interfere with this station. He says, crossing his fingers. So it'd be that one, and that one, and then we need... I guess we should stick a stacker in. Well, that's not going to be... Let's get it on the right side. And then... there. And then one of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one is fine connecting there. And what I need to do... Well, these will be okay, because we know that maths. That's fine. So we can still use those. Sticks are okay. We know we're basically making enough sticks. What we don't have... Where are you going? You're going up there. What we don't have is your steel and your stone. Okay. Hello, BlizzPolitics. How you doing? Oh, and hello, Nicole. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello, indeed, over on YouTube. I hate when things are just a tiny bit off. It made me think of how I should now do purple science differently with rail production very close by. Are you aligning your rail blueprints to absolute coordinates? Yes, so they are aligned to absolute, which I don't usually do. It's basically the first time I've ever really done that. In a sense, I guess it technically means I'm sort of doing city blocks-ish. I'm not really, but it's the same sort of principle. They are like... I can never remember how big the chunks are, but they're sort of slightly offset and stuff. So I don't know if that is a chunk or whatever. But it's basically, it's to do with the size I came up with. It's more to do with the roboports and, you know, power pole length and stuff like that. And how long my trains are. Because a train will fit in this gap, because the next one is like the... No, that's wrong. Is the T-junction. So if we have a straight next to a thing, or this next to another one, a train, I think, hopefully, fits in the sort of the space there, basically. But yeah, that was what I designed them round, and I think it's chunk aligned, but I've never really paid much attention to that stuff. Yeah, I usually do the rail right next to the thing. I've done it in all sorts of different ways. Before. I mean, like here I'm using, chests to stick it in, and what have you. And I've done direct insertion before. Before the beacon, boost, as it were, it was actually a bit easier to get it all to work. But yeah, okay. So that's there. So it's, which one is it, basically? I need to feed in here. But what am I feeding in there? It doesn't really matter, I don't think. But that's steel. And that's steel. So those two are steel. Oh, that's That would be a yellow belt. Like so. This is Vanilla 2.0, right? Yes, that's correct, Nikhil. 64 by 64 is kind of small though. I couldn't do a four-way junction in that space, so I had to bump up to 100 by 100. How'd you manage that? It doesn't have whatchamacallit in it. Well, one of the things, obviously, I'm using 111 trains, so the space I need between junctions is actually quite small. So it's not actually quite what it seems. Most people use like 1.4 trains and all that sort of stuff, but my entire system is 1.1 trains. It's kind of inspired by Clonan. When the expansion was in development, he was posting up a mega base that he was making, and he was basically using 1.1 trains, just 1.1 everything. And so I thought, well, why don't I give that a go? I've never really done a base with 1.1 trains, and I really liked it. It's sort of a very simple way of doing it, and it's just sort of kind of easy to get your head around, so I've kind of been using it ever since, really. But yeah, 1.1 means they don't have to fit. They don't have to have huge, gaps between junctions. So basically, was it crossroads you were talking about? So that's it. I mean, it's basically just two T junctions on top of each other. It's not particular. I'm doing my absolute best not to use it because it's not. There's no throughput on it is poor, basically, because it is literally like an exclusive signaling. So any train basically passing through the centre of the junction will pretty much block off almost all other routes, which is why I'm trying not to use it, because it means you effectively get a big traffic jam anywhere you were to put this in. But so I'm not putting it in anywhere if I can possibly avoid it. I've just got it more the just in case. I can't put these down. But yeah, like a 1.1 train basically fits in that space. It's part of the series, actually, me designing it, so it's all right. Yeah, so one clip. There you go. So a 1.1 train should fit in there. But as you can see, there's no, basically throughput would be quite seriously limited on this. Stop building it, bots. What are you doing? Hello, Dr. Chris Polo. Welcome, welcome. It's Colorblind Creature is sorry to ask, which pack is the gold one? Apologies. So gold is the utility science. So the one where you use robot frames, and I should change my description. A good point. I should do it with the production as well. So production science is purple, and utility science is gold or yellow, basically. It's one of the things they never really. I mean, it's very poor, this game, I would say, for well, the accessibility generally is not the greatest, but because you've got, I mean, the classic colour blindness is red and green colour. Oops, that was meant to be a grenade. Red green colour blindness, and of course, they put in red and green circuits, and actually, I think on them, a lot of them they try to do like little visual clues, don't they? And obviously, red and green science, and it's like, it's just terrible, really. Because I don't think they changed the alpha on them, so they're not actually different shades of grey, are they? But yeah, these are particularly bad, I think, because there's no visual. Like with assembly machines. Because obviously there you've got blue and green as well, which is another common colour blindness. But it's got one cog on the top, two cogs on the top, three cogs on the top for the design. Oh, that was the bot name. Or, here you've got the same there. But again, they're just palette swaps, effectively. It's not actual different designs for the different modules. But they're terrible. You should just have one line on it, two lines on it, three lines on it, just so you can actually tell. Yeah. I know Rhaegar was sort of saying that it's something that he wanted to kind of address, basically, in the base game. Because obviously there is a mod, isn't there, that does like colour blindness. And one mod I saw does differently shaped science packs. That seemed like a really good idea to me. Because then it didn't, anyone could play it, with any kind of visual, impairment like that. What am I doing? I'm dropping off. Which way round am I doing them? I'm doing them... Doesn't matter, does it really? But we'll do stone first, because we don't have one source of pollution. What we do is we have 5 sources of pollution. So stone and steel. Not using elevated rails, no. They're enormous elevated rails, like the ramps anyway, plus the supporting things. Okay. Which to be able to manually select the colours of things. I know there is a mod. Well, that kind of thing to be native to the game. It should be because, I mean, for one thing, if you play with mods, it disables achievements, doesn't it? So that's not exactly a fair compromise, is it really? How many could we get in there? We could get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I do say those two, leave a bit of a gap, and those two, and then we want to go sort of something like that, maybe. Yes, I know something Rhaegar was talking about. Oh, what have I done there? On one of his streams about accessibility is pretty atrocious in this game. It's one of those problems of I think it's fairly common with indie games because obviously, oops, it's not something everyone knows how to do, as it were, and then you've got to pay for a consultant to do it, and it's like, well, I can't afford that. Try the range indicator on the turret. So, oh, really? Different shape packs and things would help. Yeah, range indicator turrets are a problem. I would have. Good thing that this game has a type of Weiler built into it. I'm not sure what that is. Is that the native colour blindness thing? Honestly, I would have expected them to change that in 2.0. Just the kind of little thing that make the game much better. Yeah, I really don't. I mean, I don't know. It's sort of, yeah. Changing the shape of all the. I mean, it's like they had the perfect opportunity of, at the very least, I've put that belt in backwards, with the new science packs to make each of them a different shape, and instead they've made them all a circle. I mean, I mean, I get to some extent, they probably, at some point, there might have been, more science packs, and, they didn't know how many they were going to have, and all that sort of stuff. But, I mean, come on. That's not rocket science. Okay, so, are you now producing purple? Are you all running? They are all running. And I see purple. Excellent. What about you lot? Cool. So I think that's mistake corrected. Maybe I shouldn't play hungover. No elevated rails in this run. Not yet. I'm thinking of adding them on so I can play with the blueprints. But no elevated rails, no quality. It is literally just version 2.0. The iron plate is a slightly different angle than the copper plate. Yes, so that is a bit helpful. They do something like that. Or yes, with the line numbers. They have rocket science in the game. Exactly. Exactly. Rocket science in the game, but not in the thinking. Yeah, I suppose there are some small, subtle visual things like that, but it's not exactly. Yeah, I think it could do some accessibility work. Okay, so I think that's it fixed because we've added in more stone, we've added in more steel because those two were not enough. We've increased the amount. Excuse me. We've increased the amount of stick production. We may be slightly limited because of the speed of consumption of iron plate. If that is the case, we can possibly add in like an extra train here and like spaghetti it over. We'll have to see. Oh, it's still got all this stone on this belt. And finally, we might be rid of the. I mean, why it's there is I was like, oh, I need 2 more. I need 2 more brick, and I copied this regular stone and stuck it there because it's exactly the same thing basically. I needed 2 more steel here, and I put 2 more steel there, and I had 2 stone, and I needed 2 stone brick, and so I copied and pasted them. So trains turned up and filled it up with stone, and what I needed was stone brick, not stone. So yeah, another thing that warning not to play hungover. Right, so get rid of all that. Clear you off. I suppose we can get rid of these now as well then. Got rid of all the belt pollution. Right, if I go and stand somewhere near a roboport, hopefully they'll empty that out. I'm just trying to think. I did. Productivity modules, we know we were way overproducing. Furnaces was just slightly over the production requirement. Furnaces potentially. No. I know I'm producing enough steel and red circuit. Well, not producing, delivering via train. If you see what I mean. It was the rail that was short. We fixed that with more sticks, stone and steel. Okay. I think we'll call that done. Let's have a look what happened with gold science. We have 4 belts of gold. We have a train full of gold. Excellent. What happened to my Spidertrons? Did they get eaten again? No, they've got repair packs now though, hopefully. Where have you gone? Yes, we have repair packs. Excellent. Let's see if we can get you to kill a few of these. Let's see what happens. I'm probably blowing up my own Spidertrons, aren't I, using the explosive rockets. That may not be helping. The best thing to do with them is this, basically. You dash in halfway. It's like a slingshot thing. But it obviously requires a lot of manual intervention. There we go. Okay. Okay. What next then? Well, what am I looking at? Oh, right, a mod for Minecraft, I see. Okay. So does that tell you what? Well, it's in what I'm looking at. So it, I presume it has like a pop-up, does it? Basically, depending on what the cursor's resting. Mostly strafe around the bases, yeah. So you have to kind of do it all manual, and I was just hoping the Spideys would just sort everything out. Okay. I guess we could try and clear out. So which is actually going to be the next problem? And are they in range? Because I say we're going to need lots of steel production. That's one of the big gaps. We're also going to need lots of circuit production. That's the other big gap. And so both the patches I need to increase are going to be iron and copper. That's not from a point of view of the ones I've got are going to run out, but that is from a point of view of I need to parallelize it more so that, you know, if my stations only pick up 4 trains worth and I need 12 trains worth, that means I need to exploit 3 patches or do like half patches and stuff. Because I've done very, very few mining prods, so splitting patches is a little tricky. So I have this one here was the one I thought was the best to get next. I'm not going to do this on stream. Yeah, so I do have a few, but as you can see, it requires me clearing out quite a lot of biters. Yeah, okay. So the next thing we need to make is, well, let's get rid of that and that. This is my reference for what I'm building. So we've done the purple and gold. The next one we should probably do is this one. Now this isn't actually making a science, but it's making all of the power production stuff, including solar panels and accumulators, which we need at the very least for satellites, if not to expand and do more solar production. Okay. Did I identify? Because this is where I was thinking of making actual satellites. I was going to break from doing my, you know, chunker line thing and just do something a bit more improvisational there. But I wasn't making, that's a separate thing. That's just these, basically. So the circuit stuff, you know, labs, beacons, sort of very high-tech things, basically. So we need this to be somewhere else. It also needs access to... Oh, no, it doesn't, does it? Because we're not actually... Why is that tight? Don't need them. We do need 10 drop-offs. So we need 10 stations to drop off. We're doing 2 pickups, which are the accumulators and solar panels. And that's it. I'm sad they removed the explosive rocket immunity from Spidertrons. Explosive rockets are pretty much only useful for shattered planet ships now. Yeah, so I should take them off. I was kind of trying to do this a bit on, you know, make everything, basically. I think it's only this one that's got, yeah. So it's the lead one that's got them. Oh yeah, we need 10. I need to chop them off tonight. I kind of get it, you know, I get why, you know, they remove them, but remove the immunity, but yeah. Spoiling the fun. Let's take them down, I'm sure a million bots will sort it out in the meantime. Let's get you over there. Cool. Yeah, I don't see a tag for solar panels and stuff, so I guess I hadn't identified a place to build them. Do the tags come up if I do? No, it doesn't search the tags, does it? Or does it? No, because that's a machine. Oh, no, it does do the tags. So if I've got a tag down for solar? No, that's just the... Okay. Unless I was intended to actually put it in there. It's a lot of drop-off. We wouldn't fit all of those in there. Okay, because we need a nice long stretch. If we're going to do 12, that's 3 lots. So we need a nice little stretch, and I don't think I've got one. I wonder if I could put them in... If they were along here, what would that look like? Come on, where's my T-junction? So if it was 1, 2, no, it'd be too much, because that would overlap. That's annoying. What about down here? 1, 2, 3. And then do. Yeah, that'd work. Okay. Let's do them over here. Plus it's near the batteries and stuff. So 1, 2, 3. And then we want stacker 1, 2, 3. And then we want stations 1, 2, 3. Okay. Damn, I just found out I can't build a heating tower in space. No, you can't build anything that counts as burner technology in space. Unless they've changed it. So you can't build furnaces, as in, you know, burning furnaces, as it were, and boilers and stuff. Well, you can build boilers, I think. No, you can't build boilers. You build boilers. They can't build boilers. You can build steam engines. Yeah. Because you could, in theory, use the steam, you know, from nuclear. I wonder if you can build a... You presumably can't build a burner inserter either. Never thought about that. One of the very few concessions to realism, I guess, isn't it? Can't burn things in space. I wonder if I could upgrade this. What would that end up looking like? Guess we'd have to go... Oh, look. Blue belt, really, wouldn't they? That I think I've said this before. That confused me. I reported it as a bug that, you know, you couldn't they made it so it's a, like a pause or like a, building action base, but like you have to hold the right click for a short period of time now on the thing, and I was reporting it as a bug. Because you didn't used to have to do that in map mode. Okay. I think I'll just build some big green circuit build at some point. Because that's the other reason I need to expand, I guess, isn't it? That I'm going to need more space for more stuff. I wonder if I could squeeze something in here as well. Are we there yet? Right. Thought about making rocket fuel in space and feeding them to the heating towers. Okay. Yeah, I know. Unfortunately not. I did always think it amused me that the one resource you can't get out of asteroids is stone. And of course, what is an asteroid if not just a massive stone? That was always one of the strangest things. Should be the thing you have to manage in a I got to get rid of this way, not in a, Well, actually, it's not. It doesn't matter. Or you've got to ship it up in rockets. Amazingly, I assume there's a mod that adds that in. But yeah, it's bizarre. What's the one thing you can't get out of asteroids? Well, okay. If we say let's work it backwards. In fact, actually, what I can do, I can copy this and pop it down, say here. That's it asking me about the number, and the number was 2. Okay, so this is everything we want to make. The question is, how many of them do I actually need and want? That's the tricky part. Because I don't even know if I'm making. So if we're making satellites, right, and each satellite is effectively is it 1,000 signs? God, my memory. Oh, let's go with Factorio P, yeah? Stack size 2,000. That didn't help me. 1,000 science packs. Okay. Now, obviously, we would have prods on our rockets and stuff, so. Oh, wait, what am I talking about? Those don't use. No, that's fine. So it's just for this one. So if I wanted to say do 2,400, worst case scenario, we would need to make so 1,000 science pack. So we would need to say 2.5 satellites per second. Okay. That seems a lot. 2.5 per second. Because I need to be launching one every, well, 2.5 per second. No, per minute. I'm not hungover today, I promise. So 2,400. And each one, well, that would mean every second I'd only need 40. So for each rocket is 1,000. Well, each satellite is 1,000. Or another way of thinking, 2.5 a minute. So it's basically, so one machine is fine, isn't it? But if I need to make 2.5 satellites per minute, and each satellite is 100 and 100, did they increase that? 100, so I need 100 and 100 times, so I need 250 per minute. So it's 4.2 per second. Is that right? So we need 2.5 satellites. If we launch 2.5 satellites every minute, then that gets us 2,500-ish space sites. And each one costs 100 accumulators and 100 solar panels. So we would need 250 a minute, which is 4.2 a second. Okay. Now obviously, yeah, they don't have any shared ingredients, do they? Okay. That's a lot, obviously. But I think it's probably better if we put these at the bottom. I think we need to get rid of these trees. Been working on a follow-up video to my what I think the engineer video is. Because I've said this before. Somebody posted their theory, and I actually prefer their theory to what I came up with. I think it makes a bit more. It kind of answers more of the questions, basically, as well as covering pretty much, if you're a bit generous in places, all of the points I raised. So I'm basically going through kind of almost I'm kind of expanding on it and making it a bit more, because there are things that they didn't mention that I think it actually does cover. But I got a bit carried away. And it's already 15 pages long, so I think I probably need to edit that down. But because it feeds in, it kind of broke a lot of the other scripts I'd written recently. That's the slightly annoying thing about it. Because what the engineer is, I think, relates to all the other things in the game, basically. Okay. So, if we were to make, well, if I put there, and then again, them up, throw them in, this one. Now, we can't put In fact, is it worth... We can't put prods in. Would I not be better just to speed the machines? Let's compare the two. So... So that with all of the... In fact, let's do one there as well. So, if it's got max in terms of, you know, so it's got the most it's got the most speed modules in it, and then it's got whatever that is, 4 bacons on it, we get 0.75 a second. What we'd need to deliver is a bit nuts, but okay. If it's just got the beacons on it, and it is 4, yeah, then it's 0.5. If it's got them in the machine, then it's only 0.37. Okay. If we were to halve the number of these, 0.38, but also keep it like that, 0.63. I wonder if I could get just over 0.5, which means only 7 and a... just under a yellow belt there, isn't it? A green circuit, I mean. Okay. If it was max, what was it again? 0.63, but 10. Okay. So if I need to make... Well, I need more. I need to do like 5 so that I can build some solar arrays. 0.75 would be, whatever that is, 6 point something. 6.7, so it'd be 7 machines if I did the 0.75 option. We do the 0.5 option, it's obviously 10 machines. We do the 0.37, it's 14 machines. I think that might be actually the best way to go, because we only have to deliver 5.6, and it's also not sort of massively ramping up our power for no real reason. If that is 0.4, 0.35 I'll call it. And that would be 14, over 4, so 15 machines. I would need to deliver 5 points, so we need copper, steel, and green circuits, and each machine would need 1.87, 1.7, 5.62, 1.87, 1.87, 5.62. So I would need to deliver 28.05 copper, 28.05 steel, and 84.3 green circuits. Good lord. So we're talking a red belt of copper, a red belt of steel, and we're talking 3 red belts of green circuits. Oh my lord. Okay. How many of these was it? 15. So we do blocks of 5 maybe. What does that look like? We don't really need to design them around beacons if we're doing that. Oops. Third of that then So we'd need to deliver this, basically its own green belt, sorry, own red belt of green circuits. Oops. It then only needs like a third of that, 10, so it would be a half and half belt. And of course we can yellow it out. So maybe if I do put that there, and we can take that, flop it over, flippy floppy, and then, oops, be a rotate. Don't really know, I can just stick that wherever. I could do, make it slightly easier, but actually do 16. And then it's that, isn't it? Given that's now so wide, oops, it makes more sense to sort of flip it round. And where am I going to put it? If I put it like, can I put it there? No. Try and line it up with, oh, I've got to do the same thing for the, yeah, accumulators have mine. Yeah, I could put them there. So how about we do that maybe? Oh, obviously I need to put it in the right place. I wanted to do one with basically just trying to be in space, but yeah, that was the point I was kind of working up to, and then I got completely distracted as per. That basically you try and build all of everything in space as best you can, and what would then be the rocket requirement would be kind of mad. Just say every bit of stone needs to come up from the surface rather than, you can't just, belt it across sort of thing. You're gonna set up a whole rocket being filled with, or multiple rockets being, because stone is horribly, it's one of the worst like compressed ones, given you need, for rail in particular. How many is it? One. I guess you get 2 bits of rail, but yeah, I mean you wouldn't want rail in space necessarily, but that's what I was thinking is, say if you're making the rail in space, then your rail network on the ground is why is there a belt there? Is coming down from space, so you're effectively sending the stone up. Because you could make the steel, you could make the iron sticks, but the actual what we got then? So these need to be, yeah, the actual rail. You're doing this mad sending it up and sending it down thing. That might be quite fun. So that's 2 belts, isn't it, of green circuits there. Oops. It'd be cheaper doing the other way around, but actually, we do something there. That. Or the Summer Games Fest type stuff starts next week, doesn't it? I know the PC Gamer Show is on the 8th of June. Okay, so that needs to be green circuits, but it needs to be a whopping 3 belts worth. So we need at least 2 trains worth of green circuits. Crikey. I'm going to have to make so many builds. I think I need to come up with a... Because I quite like my red circuit one. Now, there's actually room, particularly if I just get rid of this coal, or ignore this coal. I can actually kind of, put that in several times again. This whole build can just go there, basically. Let's say, so long as I ignore that. The blue science should be expandable as well. Not blue science, blue circuits. Why are you stopped there? Oh, because there's no stacker. That's bad. Why have I done that? Why have I just put one thing in? Because another one would, well, it's sort of fit. Would it? Where's the... Yeah, that'd be okay. I guess what I could do is if we add on another station, I could just copy and paste this one. Oh, why did that not work? What? Oh. Strange. Do that. And then we can limit the chests more. But yeah, that's a more fundamental problem than just doing that. So I wonder why I only put one in. How bizarre. Yeah, so I didn't limit these in then, did I? So it'll only ever collect one train's worth of stuff, basically. So if I send you away... Oh no, you know where to go anyway, have you? Yeah, because they're presumably full stopped. Okay. So that'll fix itself eventually. That's messy, isn't it? Oh well. Okay. This. Right. That's green circuits. We also need red belt of copper, red belt of steel. Okay. But I'm splitting that into 1, 2, 3, 4. So could do. Could actually have done it as a reach across, couldn't I? Because it's not. Oh, it didn't matter. I do that. Don't think this needs to be red, does it? Do something like that. No, if it's... In fact, it doesn't need to be that at all. It does need to be half and half. What we could do... Why are you moaning about? Okay. So if we feed in, that's the wrong thing. There we go. We feed in one of those and one of those. These also need to be red, don't they? But no, it was one red belt, wasn't it? So actually, I could take them out as a yellow. Do it that way. Guess we got basically that, and then that. Actually be better, wouldn't it, if that was that one? That was that one. Cool. So it's sleeping because there's no steel ready. Or is it more to do with there not being... one of one? Two of two? Where's... oh, this train, okay. So you're trying to go there as well. Okay. So this one doesn't have anywhere to go. Oh! I guess they've swapped. Didn't even see it happen. Oh, there's a steel one there as well. Crikey. Yeah, I need more, steel production. I already know that. I know that very well. Yes, we have solar panels. Nice. Now, what I haven't done Forgot to put these in as... I want those as logistics ones. I think about 1,000,000 years ago, did I not put a solar panel train? Means got a group. No. I'm thinking of rocket fuel. Okay, so we need a solar panel train. And we need a accumulator train. So let's put those in. So solar panels. Accumulators. Okay. So yeah, we need a similar sort of idea for accumulators. Now, why are you sat there doing nothing? Looks like I've got my maths wrong somewhere, haven't I? So 16 machines. 1.87, 30, 30. Oh, I mean that's 15, isn't it? That's half. It was Red Belt. Idiot. Of course it was. Of course it was. Point is that one these can be yellow. Not this bit. There we go. Why is that being stuttery? Guess I'm putting in, yeah, these should be, that should be a red splitter. And then brains going. That should be a red splitter. Yes, of course. Right, yes. They're all working now, ish. We'll get stuttery pauses and stuff every so often, but that's fine. So we need a similar sort of thing for accumulators. What's the maths on these? So we put modules in, we get 0.37. So each machine then makes 0.37. And it requires 0.75 and 1.87. So 0.75 and 1.87. So 0.37. So if we need to also make 250, well, we need 5 a second. So these we need 13.5, so it's almost exactly the same. We might as well do 16, because that's then 4 lots of 4, I guess. So if we're doing... which way round is it? Because iron plate, isn't it? So that's iron. That's batteries. Which means that we need deliver divided by multiply by 16. So that is, we need 12 iron 29.76 batteries. So we need one yellow lion and one red of batteries. Effectively, it's the same sort of 4, 8, 12, 16. So I can probably... How about we move that to, say... We've not got as many belts coming in. But I can have it behind it. So these need to be accumulators. Speeds in. And your output. Well, probably are better off sharing about this, because if I'm doing my 4, then we can actually do it. Wait, divide it by 2. So it's a yellow. Yeah, okay. So we can go red belt up the middle type approach. Ooh. That's it, isn't it? Yeah, that's it. Just finish this off. I've hit 7 o'clock, so is my usual stopping time, but I will just finish this off. In fact, in that lane, since accumulators are a bit simpler. Oh, I saw a red flash then. What was that red flash? Oh, the biter's paying us a visit. Are there any places where there would be... Oh. I don't know if that... No, that's not connected, is it? Okay. What about around here? Because that's all died off. No, it might have been a train just briefly not having enough fuel. But I did not see it properly. Okay. So I need to supply a full red belt of batteries. And a yellow belt of iron plate. Okay. So it's the same sort of thing, isn't it? We need one of these for... Off. We need batteries. Like so. Iron plate. Like so. No, that one doesn't need to be red, does it? Did I make an accumulator train? I can't remember. Don't think so. Did I? That's the accumulator train. Yes, I did. Where is the solar panel one? Did I just make the solar panel one? Accumulator one? No. Where have you gone then? Oh. Why have you gone there? Huh, interesting. It's gone to the pickup. It's gone to the drop-off place. Unless I already had that one, maybe. Maybe I already had that train? No, I thought I built... Oh, I'm losing the plot. Losing the plot. So, time to quit for the day. Yes, we now have both accumulators and solar panels being made. Awesome sauce. So, what we need to do next time, and if I don't do it in the meantime, is make all of these other powery related things here. So, scale, not scale, but production of all the other power related stuffs. I'm also chucking in like pipes and stuff here. So which I need undergrounds as well. So I forget. Because obviously they're used in quite a lot of the, your boilers and your turbines and all that sort of stuff use pipes. So I figured might as well make them here. But yes, that will then be all of the production buildings moved away from, or all of the things we need to make the things, buildings, production things that moved away, because I've just done the solar panels and the accumulators. Obviously don't really need these anymore. And then pumps is what we're going to make here, boilers, offshore pumps, all of that stuff. We've made them now, so we can delete these. Like that. And I'll put them in the other chest. What else have we made? We've made bots now. Which also, oh, it's taking away the robot bot. Yeah, so we don't need robot frames here anymore. At some point I'll just go and manually take things away and put them in chests and stuff like that. Because my personal OCD is the whole... I don't like storage chests over here having half the stuff I want to make. I like them all to be together. Even though that's probably way less efficient. Just have them nicely tidied together. But yeah, we're missing the powery things. Circuits and that sort of stuff. Rocket silos. But those will all be the builds next time, assuming, as I say, I don't make them in the meantime. Cool. I didn't replace these with storage chests, did I? Oh, you're not covered by robot boards. That's interesting. Cool. So that's it, basically, for this week. I'll do that. Pop up my schedule. Be back tomorrow with some Satisfactory. I did a little bit in the interim between the last stream and this one. Basically putting in the power. I ferried a load of material over to the desert base that I'm making and I connected up the power, both in terms of the that small coal power build I did. Excuse me, on the last stream, as well as taking the big power poles, from the other station. So basically, we're ready to make heavy modular frames in a solely dedicated factory for doing that. Yeah, and once we've got that up and running, that should like alleviate some of the pressure on the other build. I am seriously considering basically refactoring the whole base, and by that, what I really think I'm going to do is go for like a sky factory. So basically, take everything way up into the sky, so that I can then just build nicely and simply. The train side of it has really knocked the fun out of it. I was really thinking about why it was I wasn't enjoying it, and I think it was that spending hours and hours and hours putting down train lines without actually building the trains, and kind of realizing that it would take ages to put in the actual train system. And I think part of that, I say, was because I was trying to do all these angles and all sorts of stuff with the train lines. Whereas if I go Sky Factory, it's all just square things, So it's a lot simpler. So yeah, I'm seriously considering that. If I do that, it will take ages. It's a big job, because nothing is quick in Satisfactory. Unlike this game, where I've literally just built thousands and thousands of science packs in, 3 hours. Yes, so that's the stream tomorrow. We will be back again with this Factorio Space Age. The goal. So what I'm trying to do basically is get to a point where I've got a mega base, and there's like then dozens of trains flying about, going all over places, and that gives me lots of like. Well, it lets me test these designs, because I'm thinking about keeping these rail designs, but it lets me then build, tests and design some other more generic train systems that I'm thinking about, and seeing if they'll cope at scale. Because it's all very well, having done software dev and stuff, if you build something and it works on the tiny, it doesn't then necessarily work on scale. And so having that base that has scale on it is what I need. And of course I couldn't just reuse a base that I did, because I'd spend just as much time just making a new one. But what it does mean on this one is that I need to scale up intermediate production. I always knew I would need to do that, but that will then mean like claiming loads and loads of ore patches and killing off millions of biters. So I may do just delete the biters command. So we might do that at some point. But yes, the basic transition at the moment. So we'll get to it having all of the end products built to the size we want, and then I need to fill in the intermediate and the raw material production, and then we've got a base that I can experiment with all the parameterization stuff at scale, and see how I could get that all to work. So that's the big plan with this. It's going to obviously therefore take ages. I was thinking, I want to then start a Space Age playthrough again, now that I'm familiar with a lot more of the base game mechanics, and try and do it, and maybe try and do something big there. I don't know what people consider to be a mega base in oh, hello Emil, and goodbye. In Space Age. I don't know if 1 million is it feels like it's too big, and that some 100,000 or something, because I'm talking effective science for a minute. I don't know if those are the sorts of numbers people aim for now with Space Age mega bases, but I guess I could do that. But also, there's a lot of, I haven't really played a lot of it, if I'm honest. I never did any of the advanced foundations on Fulgora, and I never used any of the super soil on Gleb or anything like that. So, and I say they changed the pentapods and stuff so that I say my base that I did is getting wrecked every time I go there. So yeah, that's all of the live streaming content coming up. We've got plenty out there. I'll be taking a break late in June, but otherwise it's pretty much till October I should just be streaming through. So yeah, that's the streams. If you are watching on Twitch, you can watch on YouTube as well. If you're watching on YouTube, you can watch on Twitch, because I use Restream to stream to both. So you have your choice of platforms depending on which you like. Follows on either platform is always very much appreciated. If you want to be notified of when these videos go live, you can do all that bell clicking and all those magical things. But on the YouTube channel, there is the archive VODs of every single series I've ever done of live streaming. Lots and lots and lots of Factorio, as well as games like Satisfactory, Tectonic, Disosphere Program, lots of building and management games, because that's my favourite genre. You'll also find on YouTube, I'm doing currently a series where I look at the lore of Factorio and what I think is going on. I'd said it was going to be 2 weeks last week, but it's going to be 2 weeks from this week. The first one of that series has gone live, where I examine what I think the engineer is. The second one, where I discuss how I think the shattered planet became shattered, and I mean as in the mechanism for shattering it, is the next video that's coming up. That will be in 2 weeks' time. And the thing to say on that as well is that I have memberships available on the YouTube, so if you want to get early access to those and comment on them, and it's already had the impact that I've like rewritten videos and stuff like that, so you can be part of the creative process. But you can do a membership on YouTube for $4.99, and that gets you early access. Those videos, it's over a month of early access to those. But yes, the next one is on Falgora. The third one is on Falgora. And that's the one I'm currently working on. So it's going to be a nice content pipeline there, as well as I'm working on tutorials and stuff like that as well. If you wanted to follow me on socials to find out when I go live and when I'm doing the videos and the occasional random post, then that's the place to follow me. Blue Sky. I don't use my Twitter. There is also Discord if you're really keen, but I'm not a particularly heavy Discord user. I think that's everything really. If you yeah, cool. So if you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.